everyone, Ed here from Shades of Vengeance. In this video I'm going to quickly demonstrate the space combat. In essence it's very similar to the space combat found in Era of the Consortium. Each role will take a position within the ship. That might be the captain, it might be the pilot, or it might be the point defense gunner who's trying to defend against the little fighters who are attacking, or it might be the offensive gunner who's controlling the giant laser cannons or the main missiles. It also might be the security officer, as indeed Fred Mugiono is. And finally, it could be the engineer, or there could be other actions such as a medic or changing stations. And really what I'm going to do is go through very quickly an example of what space combat might look like in practice, what a round might look like for any given ship. So it starts with the captain rolling initiative. So I'm going to assume that there is another ship, a Lunar Republic Frigate, which is attacking the Battlecruiser. Again, this happens quite frequently in Richard's books. And I'm going to roll initiative, and the Lunar Frigate is going to go second with the 1, and the Battlecruiser that we're on board is going to go first with the 3. So, now that we've decided who's going first, both captains will roll in initiative order to decide the number of dice that they get to transfer to a station of their choice. This is to represent the captain saying, okay, weapons, fire! So I'm going to roll 6 dice for our captain, who has 3 charisma in this example. And he's rolled 3 successes, so he gets to transfer 3 successes to the station of his choice. And he's going to choose to transfer them to the pilot. And the pilot is going to go next. So now the frigate, the captain of the frigate, would then roll his. And I'm not going to roll that, this is just a demonstration. So next the pilot is going to roll, and the pilot gets 3 choices. They can play defensively, which will give the vehicle a defense. And much like in armed combat on the ground, the defense will reduce the number of hits that the enemy is able to achieve by reducing the number of hit dice that they get in total. So the second option is to be offensive and position the ship for offensive gunnery, which will give bonus dice to the offensive gunner. And finally there's the defensive gunner, and again you can shift the ship to make it harder for the small ships that might be surrounding it to actually fight. He's going to be defensive, so he's going to add a 1 defense. That wasn't a very good roll, I'm afraid. He's going to add 1 defense to the battlecruiser that we are aboard. Next, we're going to roll for the fighters which are targeting this ship. They're small, they're maneuverable, and they get to go first. So I'm going to say that the Lunar Republic Frigate has launched 2 fighters, and they are attacking. And I'm going to say that they would normally have 4 dice to attack, but because of the 1 defense, they're down to 3 dice. And the first one's missed, and the second one has also missed. Neither of them have achieved a 7 or better, so they've missed in their attack. They fired some missiles, and both of them missed thanks to the pilot's defensive maneuvers. Next, we've got the point defense gunner, who is a separate person to the main offensive gunner. And the point defense gunner is going to open fire at these fighters and try to take them down. And for the sake of argument, I'm going to use these stats down here for the point defense gunner, which is wits and gunnery. And he's got 3 wits and 2 gunnery. So I'm going to roll 5 dice for these fighters who chose not to have a defense. Now, that's fortunate because although he's rolled 2 1s, he's also rolled an 8 and a 10, 1 bonus dice. And unfortunately, he's actually rolled a 3rd 1. So he's fumbled. And during his attempt to take down the fighters, he has actually managed to shoot part of the ship. And the ship is going to take some damage now as a result of that. But the offensive gunner is not deterred. He's going to fire at the Lunar Frigate because they chose to put their points into defensive gunnery, point defense, rather than into defense like we did. He's going to get all of his stats to attack. So he's going to roll 7 dice in the attempt to hit the Lunar Frigate with the laser cannon of the Battlecruiser. Ooh, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. That's 5 successes, 6 successes, 7 successes. So now I'm going to roll to do some damage with the laser cannon. And you can't get a kill threshold with a laser cannon, but you can do critical damage to areas of the ship, and you can also do basic damage to areas of the ship. Now, he's not got the specific ability to target a subsystem, so I'm going to assign it, and I'm going to say that it hits the hull. Now, unfortunately for the Lunar Frigate, this is actually going to do 7 structure points of damage, 2 critical hits, which are 3 each, and 1 extra hit. Now, a Lunar Frigate is only going to have about 10 points of hull, so it's severely damaged. It's actually got multiple hull breaches. They've almost cut the thing in half. That was a severe long burn that they took from the laser of the cruiser. So they have taken a lot of damage, they're in a lot of trouble, and they're probably going to have to surrender at this point. So this is a brilliant time for the security officer to use his skills in order to shut down any remaining weapons. And he's going to attempt to do that by rolling intelligence and computer, which is 9 dice. Okay, so he's rolled 3 successes, and I'm going to allow their computer technician to roll against him. Now, this individual, currently there are hull breaches all over the ship. The security office is actually decompressing, so he's going to have 9 thresholds instead of 7s. And he's managed to roll 2 9s, which is not good enough to beat the 3 successes from our hero Fred, which means that the weapons are going to shut down. The missile tubes are going to shut down on their ship. This is a serious problem for the Lunar Republic, and they are going to surrender. Our battlecruiser has taken no damage, so the engineer does not need to do anything. I'm sure their engineers are running around rolling many rolls, trying to repair the damage and make sure that everyone aboard the ship doesn't die. But for now, this is a victory for the Triplanetary Confederation, and everyone can be proud. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that explains space combat in an understandable way. And please let me know if you have any questions.